Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have recently hauled some things. I have kind of gone through my collection. I realized there's a lot of things in there that I don't use. I've also purchased a few things that I haven't shown you yet. So anyway, I thought I would do a just play with makeup kind of video and just turn on the camera so you can hang out with me for a bit. So basically just a really casual video. I don't really have an agenda for this video. There's no real purpose for this video. It's just sort of a hang out with me. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, my name is Michelle. Thank you so much for stopping in. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's get into this. So I just hauled this product. This is the Dior Backstage Pros Air Flash Radiance Mist. And I purchased it because I saw Puffin's wife use it. She really loved it as a setting spray, but it says it is a primer and setting spray, long-lasting airbrush radiance. So I think I'm gonna try it as a primer. So let's see if there are any instructions. Oh, apply before foundation to prep the skin and after to revive the complexion's glow and freshness. Shake for 5 seconds before use. Hold 8 inches away and mist directly onto the face, spraying in a Z shape from forehead to chin. So I kind of did 2 Z-shape formations. Oh, it smells nice. Definitely has a fragrance, which is already fading. That felt so soft. It just felt kind of like powdery air. So I wonder what kind of effect this is supposed to give me. I probably should have tried to figure that out first. This basically has every other language than English. Applied after your skincare routine and before foundation, its formula enriched with energizing minerals and plumping hyaluronic acid invigorates the skin and revives its glow. The mist instantly fuses with the skin. It does, leaving it fresh and soft, ready for makeup. It does feel nice. Doesn't seem to be mattifying or anything, so that makes me happy. Okay, so I think I am gonna try and do like a glowy bronze kind of look. I feel like I always try and start with a look of some sort with my head, and it kind of always turns out to be something different. Not bad, just different. I have the MAC Strobe Cream in Gold Light. I don't think I've ever used this on my channel. I purchased this a while ago. I use it every once in a while as a illuminating primer. So I'm going to do the same thing now. Just gonna take a little bit on my fingertip, and I'm just gonna dab that in areas that I want a little bit more illumination. I'm not gonna put it all over. I am also afraid of looking a little too greasy with this, but it's a really nice illuminating primer. I also hauled this just the other day. This is the Guerlain Tinted Skincare Jelly Sunkissed Bare Skin Effect. And I have it in the shade medium. And I think I swatched this for you guys in that haul video, but this is what the bottle looks like. And it's basically just like this sheer kind of jelly formula. So I am going to just put some on the back of my hand here. And then I'm gonna dip my Smashbox Cream Cheek Brush into this jelly and apply it to my face. Kind of all over. We'll see what happens. I just wanna see how much color this gives me. It is very, very sheer. You know what's so great about this? It's so cool on the skin. Just so nice. It's actually gonna be a little bit cooler here in Vegas today. It's gonna be high 97. But it's been well into the hundreds all week, so I will take it. I wonder if this is a mistake. My face is definitely darker than my neck. I don't really self-tan because I'm lazy. So making my skin a little bit tanner is really gonna make this even more obvious, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to bronze up my neck quite a bit, or wear a turtleneck in 97-degree weather. This doesn't really have a scent either, which is nice. I definitely look tanner, but I like how natural that is. So next I'm gonna use the La Mer Reparative Skin Tint. It has an SPF 30. I haven't used this on camera since my foundation week, so I thought I would whip this back out. So I am going to apply it very, very lightly and sheerly all over my face. Again, I'm going to take this same Smashbox brush and just start center of my face and kind of just work out. I don't want to cover too much of what I just did with the Guerlain, so I am going to really work this very sheerly. This product from La Mer does oxidize a bit on my skin, so I feel like that kind of helps with this bronzy situation. I have it in the shade Light 02. I have this weird thing on my jawline. I also have a weird thing on my forehead. What's happening? Okay, so one of my viewers suggested using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter under my eyes, and I tend to kind of stay away from shimmery things under my eyes, but I feel like I've been seeing that technique being used a little bit more often these days. So I'm gonna try it since we're doing something kind of bronzy, glowy, natural. So I'm gonna put this under my eyes here. We still have to put concealer on top. I think this is my issue with shiny under eyes. I feel like, I don't know what the effect is like coming across on camera, but I feel like it just makes me look sweaty, but like a weird sweaty, like I've eaten like too much like spicy food kind of sweaty. So I have this Pro Concealer brush from Sephora. It's the number 71 brush. It's really cool. It's basically like a flat synthetic brush, but it's like angled that way, so it kind of sits right underneath your eye really nicely. I don't use it that often because I feel like it should either be smaller or bigger. It's kind of like right in between, but I'm gonna try it today since I don't use this very often. I'm also gonna use my Surratt concealer. This is the Surreal Skin Concealer. I have it in the shade 3. This is the one that comes in a stick form. I love this concealer, but again, this is one that I just don't happen to use on camera very often. So I'm gonna go ahead and just swipe some onto the brush and just pat it underneath my eye just to brighten it up a bit. The number 3 is definitely a brightening shade for me. The number 4 is a little bit closer to my skin tone. Interesting. I think with the concealer on top of the Flawless Filter, I think I'm liking it more. And that's how the viewer suggested it. She said under your concealer. Good tip. Thank you very much. Like I said, always give me tips in the comments because I've learned the best things from you guys. All right, I'm liking my complexion so far. I think it looks really kind of like glowy and healthy, and it doesn't look like I have like too much makeup on. I also took out the Kryolan Illusion Cream Highlighter. I have it in the shade Cashmere. Again, this is something that I hauled kind of randomly a couple of weeks ago, and this is just such a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. I'm kind of super glowy already, but let's give it a shot. I'm just gonna throw some right on my cheeks here for a little extra glow. I guess you can never glow enough. And put some here. So before I go in with my powder products, at least on my cheek, I want to just lay down a little bit of powder so that it goes on smoothly. I'm gonna go ahead and use my YSL Soufflé d'Éclat. And this has a little bit of shimmer in there. And this is, I want to say, one of the few setting powders that I don't mind using, even though it has a little bit of shimmer in there. Most of the setting powders that I like and kind of prefer to use all are, you know, without any shimmer. Not matte, but they have more of a natural finish. But since I'm trying to kind of maintain this glow, I'm gonna go ahead and use this kind of shimmery powder. So I have my Chikuhodo Z1 brush and I just tapped a little bit on there. And I'm just gonna pounce it on my cheek area here just to set everything. But this powder has like a really, really kind of like silky finish to it, so it's very nice. Yes, my cheek feels less tacky. So I'm really excited for this next product. I'm gonna go ahead and use the new Guerlain Terracotta, and one of my viewers actually corrected my pronunciation. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna see if I don't slaughter this, but I believe it's pronounced Route de Zile. There, that was my best attempt. This is the one that looks like the compass. I just hauled this, so this should look familiar to you guys. I'm gonna use my Tom Ford bronzer brush. I just tapped my brush along the bottom here, and I'm going to brush off any excess and slowly work that onto my cheek. It looks fairly deep in the pan, so I don't want to go too crazy. Wow, that's pretty. God, this scent is so, oh, it really just transports you to the beach. I am using a light hand, but this is much softer than I thought. Doesn't it appear pretty deep in the pan? Put some right there. I think I mentioned this in another video of mine, but this year seems to be the year that I've had like the best luck with bronzers. I purchased this one. I've actually purchased a few of the Guerlain bronzers. They were all really, really beautiful. The Chantecaille bronzer duo, excuse me, I need a coffee. That is absolutely beautiful. I've just had really, really good luck with bronzers this year. I wonder if I should go in straight into this like peachy center for my blush. I may as well since we're here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead with my Surratt cheek brush and I'm just gonna dab that right in the center there. Pick up some of the peachy color and place that on my cheekbone. Oh, I like that. Very nice, Guerlain. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna move on to eyebrows, and this is something I don't think I've ever done in a video, but occasionally I like to use the Anasazi Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. I have it in the shade Ebony, and I have their number 12 brush, and I like to use this combo to kind of like recreate little hairs, especially here where it's very, very sparse, and where I have little bald patches like in my brows. So I've never done this on camera, so it's probably gonna seem really awkward, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm just gonna dip in here into the pomade. I pick up a little bit on the brush, and then what I do is I just kind of swipe the excess off in the lid here because you really don't want a lot of product and you want it just on the tip of the brush. So I end up swiping kind of back and forth. So just a few hairs in there, and a few go a long way. It makes quite a difference, I think, in filling in your brow. I let that set a bit and then I brush it through. Let's see if I can make the second one look remotely similar. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. So that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade, and I use the shade Ebony. And I'm wondering, do I need a brow gel? I have the Hourglass Arch Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel, and I don't reach for this really ever because I just prefer my Tom Ford one to this, but I have it and I guess I should use it. So I'm gonna kind of scrape off the excess here, because if I remember correctly, I thought this one was also a little bit wet. The formula was a little bit wetter than I liked. The Tom Ford one is drier. So let's see how this goes on. And it has that cool asymmetric brush where one side of it, the bristles are longer and the other side they're shorter. So I think that's handy. One thing I forgot. So when I did the collaboration with Risa Does Makeup, we did that JLo Inglot haul and Get Ready With Me. She had purchased the loose highlighter in Live in the Highlight. It's the Illuminator Face Eyes Body, and I fell in love with it. So I actually went out the next day and purchased it. So I have not used this for you guys yet, but this is such a pretty highlighter. Very rarely do I use this brush, but this is the Wayne Goss. This was like the special like holiday brush, I believe. It's like super, super wispy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, well, actually I'm gonna see if I can dunk some out. Just brush that across. Oh my God. This, talk about live in the highlight. And I'm using just the littlest bit. There it is. Live in the highlight. And then for eyes, I want to keep it really simple because I want kind kind of like my skin to be the focus. I am still testing these out. I am gonna do like a full review and swatch video of these, but this is the Surratt lid lacquer, and I'm gonna use the xoxo color today, which is like a really beautiful like coffee chocolate brown. What I have learned so far about these lid lacquers is that a thin, very kind of like even application of this works best. I feel like if I try and like, you know, like goop it on and like really try and make it glossy, that one, I'm not actually making it glossy, and two, that's when the product actually creases. I like using this Worker 2 brush from Sonia G, which is great with cream products. I feel like if I use my finger and I dab, it's just not even enough. With the brush, I feel like I'm able to kind of spread out the product very evenly and get like a very nice kind of glossy finish. I'm gonna dip the brush into the product. I start by placing it all over the lid. I had a little too much, so I'm gonna put some over here as well. But you see how you just don't even need that much? And now I'm going to spread it out. I just think this is such a great product because it just behaves really nicely. I think with a lot of eyeglosses that I've tried in the past, if you try and kind of like blend it out, the whole thing just like moves, it gets even goopier, the consistency of the gloss gets clumpier. But this is kind of the opposite. I feel like the more I kind of work it and blend it out and spread it out so that I ensure that I have like a nice even layer of it, I think it just works beautifully, you know? It's just, you know, and you can actually kind of like blend out the gloss. It just has a really wonderful, wonderful texture to it. It's so easy to work with, but you really can't use a lot. And while I think you definitely have a gloss-like quality to it, it's not like super high shine. It's not like the, like Kevyn Aucoin has those eyeglasses. Those are like really, really, really shiny. These are a little bit toned down from that, but they are definitely glossy. They don't set down completely. So I will be doing a dedicated video to these. I'm still playing around with them because they're just such a wonderful but very interesting and very different product. So the other day I started trying to kind of work with two at once to see, and yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. But for now, I think if you do decide to get these, just use a little amount. And I like using a brush or some sort of applicator. I believe Surratt Beauty has like sponge tip applicators that are supposed to mimic a fingertip. I like it with the Worker 2 brush. If you happen to have this brush or brush like this, I think it'll work fine. But I like that you can kind of like really work with the product. It's not too precious where you just kind of put it on your lid and hope for the best and you can't move it after that, or you can't do anything. Otherwise it just, weird things start to happen. I think it's nice that you can blend it out. I think it's nice that once you get a nice light layer down, it doesn't crease for me. And I didn't put any primer down. I didn't like set it or do anything. It just works really, really well on my eyelids without any primer. So that's the Surratt lid lacquer in xoxo. And then here's a product that I hauled a long time ago, I think back in February. But these are the Sicily Kool Star Waterproof Eyeliners. So this is in Mystic Blue, and these are the eyeliners that twist up, and they have a little bit of glimmer. So I'm actually using a Wangas number 7 brush to smudge out my eyeliner. I think this is actually a lip brush, but I like it to smudge. All right, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and actually put on some mascara for you guys, which you guys know I don't do often. So I'm just taking my Surratt eyelash curler here. I don't have that many mascaras to choose from, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Lancome Monsieur Big, which I think you guys have seen me use at least a few times. So that's it for mascara. Kind of pointless on my non-existent lashes, but that's okay. So last but not least, I have a lip product, and this I just recently hauled. This is the Bobbi Brown Nourishing Lip Color in Beige Gold. I love this. I think this is perfect for like a summertime bronzy look. I think what I do need to do is sort of tan up my neck area here. So I'm gonna grab Tom Ford bronzer brush and the Guerlain, the Route d'Azil bronzer. That looks a little bit better. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. That was a lot of fun, playing with a lot of these new goodies and kind of revisiting some old favorites that I just haven't gotten a chance to use often, at least not on camera. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe below if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.